Decades of severe weather experience here for you when it counts. This is Doc Deason's Weather, live now.
Hi, everybody. Good morning. 6:48. We are watching severe thunderstorms across the Smith County area right now. Thought we'd hop in. Normally, we don't do as much with the severe storm situation as we do with tornado warnings, but with the size of the hail potentially in play, it's early. It's Sunday morning. A lot of folks are maybe getting caught a little bit flat-footed with this, so I thought we'd come in and talk a little bit about it. So let's get ourselves onto the radar and see if we can make that happen. Hopefully that's showing up well for you. Severe thunderstorm warning for Smith County. That's going to go till 7 o'clock, which gives us about another 11 minutes. They'll probably extend that here in the next little bit as well, so don't be surprised by that. The hail core is inside toll 49 now. Here's Chandler. The hail core itself could be up to quarters in that, or a ping pong ball actually in that. I think we've seen quite a bit of report of quarters so far down towards noonday. This is again off the Fort Worth radar. This kind of this X mark right here that you see where I've got the cursor at, that's the Tyler Airport. Those are the runways that you have there at the airport. So this hail along and now to southwest loop 323 there. Larger stones will be back over into this area, that southwest section of toll 49 there north of noonday. Here's 155 right here that kind of crosses from southwest to northeast. So some of those larger stones will be in that area. Elaine seeing at least quarters in South Tyler right now. Thanks for that. Strong winds and hail, Angie, at Pounds Field. Yeah, I'm not surprised to hear that a lick, but you're getting it a lot easier than your neighbors are just to the south on the other side of 31 over there into southwest Tyler. Hail at Jack. Okay, Angela, thanks for that. 6:50 now. Again, severe thunderstorm warning in play until 7 o'clock officially for Smith County, but don't be surprised to see them extend that here in the next little bit. Seeing hail reports of golf balls near Bullard from the folks at Tyler Amateur Radio, Smith County Amateur Radio, and inch and a half hail there at 155 and toll 49 here just a few minutes ago. So that's going to be about that ping pong threshold that we were talking about. 1 inch hail is about the size of a quarter. You'll call the inch and 3/4 inch. An inch and 3/4 would be golf balls, and then that ping pong kind of rides in between there. Patty, pretty windy in White House. Not surprised by that. We're getting some hail here at the house over behind the Broadway Square Mall area at my place. I think I heard a stone just hit the window right now. I got a northeast wind at 6 here at the house, and rain's coming down pretty heavily right now. So between the wind and the heavy rain, that's yeah, I can definitely hear some hail there too. I would estimate by what I'm hearing probably at least pennies, close, maybe dimes. Probably dimes is in what I'm hearing outside. So if you guys, anybody in South Tyler, and you're seeing hail, just to hop in here and let me know about that, and we'll be glad to pass that along. So again, wind's starting to pick up here in the city proper. The hail, the biggest thing that I've seen so far, let's see here, what have we got come in? 2 inch measured at 155 and 323. So that's going to be a little bit bigger than golf balls. So that's at the loop and 323 and 155. So that's more of what I'm hearing here at our place. Lake Palestine, marbles to ping pong ball. Jeff, you're seeing that? Big marbles in South Tyler. Okay. If you can compare this stuff to a coin size, that is always better because we can give a definite feeling for how that lays out. We're getting a lot of hail here at the house now. Yeah, it is. It's significant now. So again, if you're just now hopping up and you've been a little bit alarmed here, severe thunderstorm warning for Smith County, and that runs until 7 o'clock. We've got significant hail moving through the southern part of Tyler right now. So Weather Service is going to reissue another warning downstream for this storm that's coming through South Tyler right now, increasing the hail from ping pong to golf ball size. So that'll be covering the southern half of the city of Tyler here shortly. They'll issue that here just in a second. Feels like the hail has let up a little bit at my place now. Hey, Lex, could you ask Mom how big the hail is, please, Mom? So they will be reissuing here shortly on that. Again, nothing tornadic in this at the moment. This all appears to be mainly a hail-driven situation at the moment, although there is a sizable mesocyclone in this thing that's helping to spur along the development, but nothing tornadic that I've seen report of at the moment. And we'll keep an eye on that. These storms, they do rotate. They definitely rotate. But at least at this point, that rotation doesn't seem to be tight enough to do anything that would be destructive, at least in that fashion at the moment. See my friend Andrew Samet saying mostly $50 and some ping pong balls there at the station at 56 on the loop. So that is good to know. The hail has let up considerably here at my place in the last 2-3 minutes. Just started hailing at Golden Road in 110. Okay, thanks, John, for that. Appreciate it. So we'll just kind of keep it here and walk you through this. Coming up on 6:55 now. Severe thunderstorm warning for Smith County. So let's see. It's like the hail's trying to pick back up a little bit here, at least in South Tyler at the moment. Wow. Okay, so see if I can get this to my computer. Marbles at Lake Palestine, Chandler side. Okay, thanks, Randy. I figured you guys at the south side of Chandler down towards the lake would be the ones to, if you saw that post earlier, that's some much bigger hail coming outside now here at the house. Yeah, it's much bigger. Yeah, that's at least an inch. Here's what's going on outside our house. Thanks to my wife for going out and braving the elements a while ago. This is on our back deck here at the house from about 2 minutes ago. And that's and what I'm hearing now is larger than what produced this just a couple of minutes ago here in South Tyler. All right, so we're 6:58. Weather Service is going to reissue shortly a new severe thunderstorm warning, and that's going to cover a larger chunk of Smith County off to the west, or off to the east, rather. Got some more video coming in. If you have any video that you'd like to share with me, feel free to email that over to doc@docdeason.com. That's doc@docdeason.com. If you have any video that you would like to chunk my way, and we'll see if we can show that either during the live or after the fact. Here's the latest radar, and I'll tell you what we're going to do. Let's bring this back over and pull in Shreveport's radar real fast, since we're getting this thing further to the east now. All right, so here's kind of a broad look. That would be probably nice to show you. Here's kind of what things have looked like over the past. Move that over a little bit further. There you go. So we got this cluster, this developing line of storms. This lead dog is the one that's doing the better hail production. And quarters at the Loop in Brookside, Scott. Okay, thanks. Hail at the fairgrounds, Angie. Thanks for that. So this thing's moving kind of east-northeast, and anywhere from like 40 to 50 miles an hour. Looks like they did have ping pong ball reported West Grande and Old Jacksonville Highway here back at, what was that at? That was at 6:51, so about 7 minutes ago. Wow. Okay, that's good right there. Here's a little bit more video from our place. That I'll try to throw in. Sounds like not as many stones, but larger here at the house. Oof, the roofers are gonna be busy after this one. All right, here's the video that Alyssa was able to shoot off our back deck a while ago. Goodness gracious, man, that's impressive. Yeah, you could just about build a snowman with that. Good night. Wow. All right. So that's just from about 3 or 4 minutes ago here at our place. Again, we're in Tyler on the south side of town, near the mall. So Gary's got hail in downtown Flint. Gary, thank you for that, my brother. I know right where you're at. Major hail off Golden Road at 110. Peas to golf ball size. Green Acres area. Donna, thank you for that. The radar, you're looking at that right now. So that's it's kind of a west to east movement on this thing, and the core of it again is crossing, as I told you here a little bit earlier on. The core of it's crossing, just south of downtown, although there are some stones on the north side of downtown now. But the vast majority of this stuff is crossing a really highly populated area of Smith County, south of downtown Tyler, stretching down. You'll have some hail in the White House area, you guys there here shortly, although the bulk of it, the most widespread area, is going to be back to the north of you guys, and from the White House area. Noonday, you're just about out of this. The north side of Noonday, a little bit of hail remaining, but that's going to be scooting off to the north and the east of you guys shortly. Back towards Chandler, y'all are done. You guys, Lake Palestine, due south of Chandler, who got this earlier. Y'all are about done as well. Yeah, I tell you, I could see some video out of Athens earlier. Here comes the new warning for Smith County, I bet. Grapes in downtown Tyler, Andrew. That's awesome, man. So the new warning for Smith County will be coming out here. It's coming out now, I would think. Yeah. So we'll read that here just in a second. So they're going to include several new counties in that. Let's see here. There it is. Okay. Sure. So they're going to call it 2-inch hail, so a little bit bigger than golf balls in this thing. potentially with the core of this. All right. All right, so we're 7:02. New severe thunderstorm warning for Smith County. That's also going to take this further to the north and east. It'll eclipse southern Wood County, southeastern Wood County, Gregg County. That'll cover also northwestern Rusk County in there. And it looks like maybe even extreme southern of, that would be southern Upshur County, isn't it? Yeah. So this will all be for the same main storm, which is this guy that is, coming across south, kind of that southeastern half of Tyler right now. Just hail in this is the main concern. We have had some wind in there, but nothing reported tornadic. But the hail's been plenty to get folks' attention, especially when you're being woke up by something like this. It looks like I've had just under an inch here at the house since midnight. As far as rain goes, not a ton of wind with this thing, so that's great. Ground's covered by hail there. You say Charnwood area, Randy? Thank you for that, man. Appreciate it. Definitely had some 2-inch plus hail, Felicia, at 31 and 49. Okay. Man, that's big. Hail on the East Loop between 5th and McDonald. Thanks, Susie. Angela, lost power near Golden. Yeah, I'm afraid of that. Oh, absolutely, Tracy. Thanks for being here. Like I said, we normally don't hop on so much for severe thunderstorms. We'll post those with images and whatnot, but with the size of the hail and the way that it was coming in this time of day, I figured let's go ahead and hop on and talk a bit more than we might do otherwise. But we're early on in this. We're not even into the. Wow, Tori, those are great pictures. Okay, we're kind of preceding the normal severe weather season. That'll really get hopping for us here a little bit later on in the year, but this is a good reminder of what can come along and impact us. So it's good that we're able to do that and kind of get our legs under us for what'll be coming here a little bit later on in the year. So 7:05 now. Severe thunderstorm warning: Smith County, Gregg County, northwestern Rusk County, and southern Upshur County as well. Here's a picture that our friend Tori sent me from down in the Flint area, or Flint Gresham area. That is impressive, Tori. Thanks for sending me that. That would be west of Old Jacksonville, north of Bullard. So great shot there. That's a pretty good variety of hailstones too, by the way. So thanks, Tori, for getting outside and checking that out for me. I really appreciate it. All right, so we're coming up on 7:06. Here's the radar. Anything in that purplish shading is going to be dropping hail. There's not really any question mark now as far as to is or is it not producing. It is producing. You saw there the picture Tori sent. You saw the pictures from our back deck earlier. We're running anywhere up to golf balls and potentially a little bit larger than golf balls, actually, in some cases, in some of this stronger stuff, but a heck of a lot of quarters and pocket change kind of stuff that'll be coming down. Rain's picked back up here in Tyler, and it's more liquid than it is the ice variety, at least at my place. But there is some hail in there. It's just a lot smaller. So we're going to be, my place is going to be again over here behind the mall. So but yeah, the hail, I can hear more of it now starting to kind of tink on the windows again. Not much wind though. I got 1 mile an hour worth of wind right now on the anemometer outside. So to give you some perspective on that. Finally stopped South Tyler, Holly Tree, Mallory. Okay, thanks for that. Had some ping pong ball, tons of marbles, and some peas. I've never seen so much hail. Our yard was white. Yeah, I had my father-in-law, Brent Kirkley, texted me a while ago. He wanted to know if we should build a snowman. So it's kind of one of those things. We don't see that too often here. Yeah, Gina, Johnny, yeah, please do. Send video along if you want to. So the good news is nothing tornadic. The bad news is you may have to call your roofing company and get somebody to come look, or call your insurance guy and have somebody take a look at things tomorrow. That's I know how this song goes, and so that's really where we're going to be at here for a while, as these things like this that produce can come along. Definitely quarters at your place there, north of TJC, Cam. Okay, thank you, brother. Has passed. All right. Well, I'm glad. So, like I said, if you see anything, feel free to post them in the comments. I can see a pretty small chunk of comments. I can see 3 or 4 at a time. So if I miss yours, I'm not ignoring you. I'm just trying to follow them as best I can, as quick as I can read them, which ain't too fast. But piles of hail here, Suzanne. Okay. Yeah, your vehicles are outside. That's a tough thing. I saw some impressive video out of Athens about a half an hour, 45 minutes ago, of it covering the ground and a guy's truck, and it's just, you always kind of cringe a little bit when you see that. Nichols and White House, Brother Kyle, thank you, man. You guys in White House are going to be on the tail end of this. You're not going to see nearly the amount of hail that your neighbors back up into Tyler and now over towards Chapel Hill are going to see, or are seeing right now. This back end of the hail, too, is just about through town. I think we could say that. Just about through at least the western half. I kind of divide Tyler up north to south along 69. So the last of this hail here, really crossing 69, probably already has. This radar image is a couple minutes old. By the time we get it from Shreveport, it has to pass through a couple of channels to get here, or to get to anybody. But so it's probably just now getting east of 69. Yeah, all I'm hearing is rain outside at the moment at my place. So we'll continue on the rainy side here. You guys, western Tyler, and that hail is going to be more of an issue. Chapel Hill going out 31 towards Kilgore. You guys, Liberty City, this will probably, it's going to be a real close call for you folks, Liberty City. But Kilgore, I think you're more in line for this. You'll get a brief bit of hail, Arp, Overton, New London. You're going to kind of get this tail that's coming off the south end of the storm. But, when you start to try to extrapolate this out, it's going to be much more of a player for Kilgore along 31. Couple baseball potential, Michael? Wow. Okay. Man, if you can, Michael, if you think it's baseballs, if you've got a baseball handy, I would love a picture. I would love if anyone with pictures. I would love a picture of whatever object you think most closely lines up with it. And we want common objects like baseballs, golf balls, ping pong balls, quarters. If you got a $50, anything that we know has a definitive size to it, so that we can compare it over, and it translates. That makes sense? Okay, so if you have a baseball, I'd love to see a stone. Compare it. Just sit it right down to next to a baseball. Take a picture of it and send it to me. And while I'm doing that, let's do this here. So here are the social media accounts, but more importantly, there's my email address there at the bottom, doc@docdeason.com. Okay, you can send those pictures. And if you want to follow on some of the other platforms, we are live on YouTube when we're live here. We're live on Twitter when we're live here on Facebook. The Instagram piece of it, I do a modest amount of stuff on Instagram, but it's mostly I'll post a picture here and there. I'll do a forecast here and there, but the lion's share of what happens is going to happen on the Twitter and the Facebook and then the YouTube during these kinds of events here. You bet, Rebecca. Thank you for being here. So at least we're up and ready to go for the Super Bowl, huh? So let's get back on the radar here. 712. So 712 here. The hail is pretty much stopped at Tyler. I'm showing 1.5 inches here at the house. We'll see how that pans out. My apologies to the Weather Service for not being able to get out and measure the gauge here quite yet, but I'll do that. So I've had reports of 2-inch hail there near Tyler earlier on this hour. So that's moving off to the east. That is not going on in Tyler, or will go on in Tyler with this storm. So this is all continuing to scoot off to the east. Headquarters. Okay, thanks for that, Jennifer. Okay, thanks, Michael. Appreciate that, man. I'll look for it. It'll be after this, but I will look for it. So thank you. But if you can't email it, that'd be great. Okay, thank you, babe. So Alyssa and Lex are going to check the rain gauge for me.
Do you want us to measure your gauge on the fence?
That'd be great. Just the Cocoa Rocks gauge. Don't worry about the other one. Don't worry about the green one. But the weather service went down behind the boat with the little stick.
Okay, so you stick the stick in and you're done?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Where's the stick?
It's in the garage. Those extra rocker blades. The little honey thing.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what we got here. Nearly golf balls there, Shane. Wow, man. That's good. Chad Albright, man. Nice, buddy. Chad Adcock, too. Okay. Just trying to look through a couple pictures. So again, things are slowing down in Tyler. You guys were done in the city, so you can do what you will. You bet, Tori. Absolutely. Thanks for the text. You guys in Tyler can get ready for church. The excitement is over for the day until later on in the afternoon when we start to watching the game. Here's the hail core now, east of Tyler. This is going to be north of Chapel Hill. You guys along 31 are in the fray right now. This will be south of Winona, north of Chapel Hill, heading out 31. So this is my friends in Liberty City and Kilgore. Y'all are on deck for this. And let's see here. What are we doing? So I think that's a new warning for, okay, yeah. So the Weather Service is going to issue a new severe thunderstorm warning here in just a second. All right. We'll talk about that here just in a second. Let me take a look at that while you guys gander at this. That's the hottest storm on the radar. Although this thing seems to try to be getting itself a little bit more together down near Troop over to ARP. Not as impressive as its big brother up the street, but still. Okay. All right, so let's see what we have here.
Severe thunderstorm warning.
Okay, new severe thunderstorm warning. This will be for Anderson County until 8:15. Severe thunderstorm warning till 8:15. Severe thunderstorm located near Buffalo or 20 miles southeast of Fairfield, moving northeast at 55. So 60-mile-an-hour winds and some $50 hail. So that's going to be for folks in Anderson County. So let's pull out here and address that real fast. So that'll be for this guy right here. So there's that storm east of Buffalo. And this one, as opposed to the ones that just came, the one that just came through Smith County, this will be more of a wind-driven situation here. So they're saying 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts, and $50 hail. So that's probably dimes in there. Or no, I'm sorry. Let's say half inch or $50 sized hail. Okay, so $50. Yeah, so wind and hail. I'm corrected. Wind and hail on that one. So this will be for you guys in that kind of that southwestern pocket of Anderson County. Y'all will be involved in this eventually. You'll see a heck of a light show probably if you're in northern Houston County over near Grapeland and down to Crockett. You'll see a lot of this passing off to the north of you, but you guys are not in the warning. This will be just for our folks in Anderson County, which is kind of one of our western counties that we try to keep more of a close eye on. So there's a storm that passed through Tyler back up here, and then this guy down near Buffalo. So that is that. All right, let's get back over and keep an eye on this guy here. That kind of brought us all in on the game. So this thing is just about to exit out of Smith County. Like we said, Liberty City, Kilgore, y'all are up next on this. Nice, Jimmy. Thank you, Jimmy Turner. I appreciate that pick, man. Wow. Or those picks. Holy smokes. Okay. Yeah. All right, Jimmy, we're going to upload that, and let's bring that in. So here's something. Let's see. There it is. Okay. Thanks to my friend Jimmy Turner for bringing this over to us. So there's a nice comparison. It's pretty darn good size hailstone there, and it's how jagged it is too. Oof, man. Thank you, Jimmy, for that. I really appreciate it. Tell Carla I said hi, okay? So we're at 7:20. Severe thunderstorm warning continues for Smith County and for Rusk County, Gregg County, Southern Upshur County, and that's going to run for another 38 minutes. So that'll put us. What time is that? Yeah, I know. I should be able to do the math there, but it's 8 o'clock. Okay. So there are the counties involved. 2-inch hail it looks to be the max on this right now. Rory had about 10 minutes in Nichols and a few quarters. West side of Lake Palestine, south of Chandler. Yep, that lines up. You bet, Jana. Thank you for being here. Golf balls just hit Chapel Hill, Emily. Okay. Thank you. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, Catherine, it's headed in the general direction of Longview. If it can hold itself together, that's going to be that'll be one of the main questions. But you know, it's going to be pretty wide open by the time it gets to Liberty City and Kilgore, and we'll see what it does after that. But yeah, it's on a path to affect you guys in Longview. Longview looks to be actually in the polygon for the warning itself, and they'll decide how they want to handle this thing once it gets on the edge of this box. But it looks like, some better production now down south of this. About to come into Overton. Probably a little bit of wind there, too, on the west side of Overton. Notice how this thing is trying to bow out a little bit. See that? So I would think that's could be a little bit more wind in there as well. And then you got just the hail down here towards Troop. So, a couple things to be mindful of with that. Yeah, a lot of hail there. Lots and lots. This will be a sizable storm to... Beverly's got big wind and hail in Overton. Okay. Thanks for that, Beverly. Marbles in ARP, Valerie. Okay, thank you for that. Really appreciate that, y'all. This helps too, just to pass it along for everyone else's knowledge, and then we can also get some of this over to the Weather Service. Although they're pretty covered up with reports, I think, at the moment. So it's just good for everyone else's knowledge at this point. I'm still impressed with how little wind we had here at the house in the midst of all that. So we'll continue watching this stuff hitting south of Liberty City now. Hail begun, Marbles there, Teresa. Thank you for that. So there'll be a lot to do here at Liberty City, especially south of I-20. The bulk of this, again, is going to be along and south of the interstate between I-20 and Highway 31. So you guys in Kilgore, you are duly warned on that. Yeah. Teresa, you line up perfectly with kind of what we're looking at there, south of Liberty City. Lots of hail at Shiloh and Sweetbriar. Okay, Tammy, thank you. How far north has hail been reported, Michael? That's a good question, man. I have not been able to put this stuff on a map per se yet. I can tell you that Liberty City is going to be the north end of what would look to me to be hail worthy. You get back towards Gladewater, and it's just moderate to heavy rainfall, which I'm thankful for the rain. Don't get me wrong, but Mineola, moderate to heavy rainfall there. Quitman back up towards Alba, east side of Alba now. Yeah, I'm hearing some reports, some traffic potentially up to baseballs near 155 in the loop. So that's jiving with some of the other things that I'm seeing, like that picture we saw from Jimmy earlier. So we're sitting at 726 now. Smith County, western Smith County is out of the severe thunderstorm warning. The severe weather is over for the city of Tyler. White House, you guys are done. The what storminess we have and the concentration of lightning is going to be from down just south of Troop up to ARP, over to New London, over just east of Overton, and then it arcs back to the northwest. and gets right there along Highway 31 on the kind of where the Gregg, Rusk, Smith County lines all kind of meet. The hail is just about to exit out of Smith County now. Liberty City, you guys are, again, you know that, but some folks don't. Liberty City just over the county line into Gregg County from Smith County along I-20. So we still have some pretty impressive hail there, extreme eastern Smith County there, just south of I-20. That'll continue scooting off to the east and will be a player for Gregg County primarily. Pretty shortly. This will pass south of Gladewater. You guys in Rusk County, this will be, this is going to pass well north of Henderson, by the way, but northwestern Rusk County, that'll be, you guys will be impacted by it, but the vast majority of this core here that we've been watching is going to be more of a Gregg County concern. So hopefully that helps some. And then back down towards Troop. A little bit of hail there on the east side of Troop. Looks like now a lot of lightning in there too. Back up towards Arp. Rainfall is going to be letting up in Arp pretty quick. There's a new scan just as we talk. A little bit better hail core there southwest of New London. Rainfall let up though in Arp. Overton, same thing. Good light show probably if you're looking off south of Overton, though. You guys in Kilgore, especially between Kilgore and Liberty City, man, that's really where the show's going to be at. It looks like now. Let's look at that. Yeah. South side of Kilgore, y'all, looks like y'all may just escape the bulk of this. But Liberty City, you will not. And folks on I-20, if you got people that are on I-20 heading west from Marshall, if you got to get somewhere, if you're heading towards Dallas, maybe you're watching on your phone or something, I'd pull over if you've got to cross this pocket of I-20 near Liberty City. You're going to want to let this thing pass by. You don't want to drive in that. But you guys in Longview, this is coming right for South Longview. So you guys be sure you got it buttoned down in Longview proper, and especially on the south side of town, and maybe the north side of town too, but especially the south side of town. I was coming back last year from a conference out in Starkville. It was March, and I got hit by a storm. I thought I could outrun it, and I was a little short, and I think I want to say we had golf balls there was a couple of baseball stones in there, and man, I hadn't seen anything like that in a long time. But I will tell you, you don't want to drive in anything that's remotely close to that. And with this thing having had a history of producing some baseballs, don't try it. Great pictures, Marcia. Thank you. Thanks to my friend Marcia Pierce for shooting this text over to me of some of the hailstones she got at her place. That's in Tyler from earlier. You can tell those are sizable there. Not quite golf balls, but pretty close. Man. So 7:31, Kilgore over to Liberty City. North side of Kilgore. That's where the hail's at now. We have had up to baseballs in this thing. Thanks, Don. I appreciate you being here. That means a lot. So really, north side of Kilgore over to Liberty City, along Interstate 20. If you got anybody who's driving again, or in the process of going east on 20, and they're going to have to pass through this pocket of the interstate, tell them to pull over, get a taquito or something, and just hang out and let this thing pass before they try to run over this stretch of ground, because that's not what you want to be doing in a vehicle. You guys in Longview, South Longview, you need to be ready for this. It's coming your way, okay? Whether it is producing what it produced in Tyler when the time it gets there, I can't tell you that. But I can tell you you'll have at least quarters. You'll have a lot of quarters in there and probably some golf balls in this thing as well. So that's just kind of what I'm seeing here. And that's headed right towards Longview. So Weather Service will probably be reissuing another warning here, I would think, shortly for that. Since this thing is going to blow through the edge of that polygon here shortly. And the warning's supposed to expire at 8, but this thing is going to be long out of there before 8 o'clock. Moving northeast at probably 40 to 50 miles an hour. Hail in Kilgore, 349 marbles. Janie, okay, thank you. Yeah, Sean, send me a pic. Just listen to Amber. She knows what she's talking about. Send that pic. I appreciate that, Amber. So we get nothing tornadic in this thing. Haven't seen, you see some broad rotation in situations like this. You can see the mesocyclone there rotating, but it's a real broad rotation. It's not tight like we would see in a tornado warned situation there, but you can see a lot of rotation in there. The broad turning that we see with these kind of storms, which is what you have to have if you're going to lift that water up and cause those hailstones to form. They have to be brought up. They fall down, they grab another layer of water, they go up, they fall down. And so that's how you end up producing stones that are, the size of something you could swing a bat at. Chad, I'll check them out here, man, in a little bit. Thank you. So, again, I know some folks, they worry about the tornado situation. I get that. And just want to pass that along, at least at this point. Nothing that seems to be talking of that. So we got modest, light to moderate rainfall, Tyler. Heavier rainfall east side of Mineola now over towards Horde. Along 80. Quitman, ditto that over 154, heading east towards Gilmer. Light to moderate rainfall, Sulphur Springs, Mount Pleasant, folks, I-30. Nothing severe in your neck of the woods. A severe thunderstorm watch box is in place until 11 o'clock. You can see that big yellow box there. That's the severe thunderstorm warning. Let's see here. Okay, so Weather Service did bring Houston County into that severe thunderstorm warning. Okay, well, that makes sense. So let's look at this real fast. So you guys from Palestine back down towards Elkhart, Grapeland area. So here's the warning for, it'll be Houston County. Northern Houston County till 8. 60-mile-an-hour winds and quarters. So you guys in Northern Houston County, you are in that warning. Anderson County, you are inside the box. The severe weather concern is going to be down here on the west side of Elkhart. West of Elkhart, there's there is what hail production. It's getting close to Elkhart, so we're right there on the west side of Elkhart now. Grapeland, you guys are seeing a heck of a good light show off to your west, kind of west and northwest. So this thing will just continue running your direction. Not as impressive as what we saw earlier in Smith County, but it's always impressive when it's happening over your house as opposed to somebody else's house. So I get that. This stuff will stay south of Palestine, though. Okay. Thanks, Sean. I'll look for it, man. And I'll compile some of these pictures and we'll put them in a post after church this afternoon when I get some time to do that. But I do want to see your pictures. Whatever you have that you feel is impressive, I'd like to see it because that's important. And people will need, well, they're going to have plenty of documentation, but when you're working with insurance and trying to get roofs handled and assessed, you know, it won't be hard for them to verify what happened today. So anyway, that's for you guys. That's for you guys down south of Palestine. Although all of Anderson, or most of Anderson County, is in the warning, the real severe weather potential is going to be south of Palestine over towards Elkhart. Okay, but nothing tornadic in that either. So we're thankful for the rain. I was out at Lake Tyler yesterday. I showed some property in Troop yesterday afternoon, and I drove back through Lake Tyler just to check out the lake. And, man, it was up. I bet you there were close to 60 trailers out there yesterday. They had some kind of major tournament going on. But it looked cold out there on the lake. All right, Longview, hope you buttoned up. We've tried to give you plenty of heads up on this thing here. 7:38 now, so severe thunderstorm warning comes right up to the Longview doorstep. Thanks, John. You too, man. Thanks for being here. So this thing doesn't look quite as impressive as it did a few scans ago. Maybe you could say that. It's still going to drop some good quarters to probably some golf balls in there at least. It's a little more compact than it was, not quite as widespread. Kilgore, you guys are wrapping that up as far as the hail goes. Liberty City, you're done. Another pocket, though, down here east of New London, north side of Henderson. This is not going to impact you guys in Henderson proper, but if you got to head north of Henderson up towards Kilgore on 259, you're gonna have to deal with this. So Henderson is, in fact, in the polygon, in the box itself, but the severe weather is going to be just north of downtown Henderson. So let's see, where are we here? 740. Overton rain just backed off rain. Still lightning like crazy, though, Josh. Okay. Hey there, Alicia. Thanks for checking in. Yeah, so it'll be easing up there in Kilgore. You guys are on the back end of this. Toledo Bend area. Mindy, Toledo Bend, just rain. We'll have some storms down Toledo Bend area later on in the morning. I think this is going to be the main. This will be the main shot for as far as severe weather goes for a lot of folks today. There will be some additional, I think, potential for some development this afternoon. But it has looked as if this was going to be our main severe weather shot this morning. For folks, northern half of the area, could be some additional stuff try to go this afternoon. So we'll want to keep an eye on things here through the afternoon hours down Toledo Bend area, and especially over into Louisiana. And I was going to check a couple of things here while I had y'all on, so I'm going to do that on the side. while we are, let's see. Yeah, we got a lot of pictures, a lot of hail pictures coming in, which is good. Okay, so Storm Prediction Center, they've kept their, got a large slight risk area in place for today. With the hail being the overarching concern, I think we can all agree with that. Let's see what this short-term stuff looks like. Yeah, I think what we're seeing this morning, we'll be watching for a few stronger storms this afternoon down Toledo Bend area this afternoon, 4, 5, 6 o'clock. You guys are not going to be out of the woods on this until probably close to 6, 5 or 6 o'clock, and then that will have scooted over into Louisiana. So I'm glad I'm not a guy working at a CBS affiliate in Central Louisiana this afternoon or this evening with the Super Bowl. Man, I feel for those guys and gals. When it comes to severe weather and having to interrupt people's shows, oh my gosh, that is never a pleasant. It's never a pleasant time to do that. But on days like today, they'll have to make some decisions on some stuff, especially if any of these things start to drop a tornado. That's a whole other ball game there, literally. But okay, so here's our latest radar. Hail's still there, not as impressive. Not quite as impressive a look on the radar as it was a few minutes ago. Weather Service, Mike said they're going to reissue new severe thunderstorm warning coming downstream from Upshur, Gregg, Rusk counties for hail and winds below 50 mile an hour. Looks like Storm Prediction Center is also going to throw the rest of East Texas, deep East Texas, into a new, or they're going to, I don't know if they're going to extend. Yeah, so a new severe thunderstorm watch coming for our deep East Texas counties. That will be you guys down here, eastern Shelby, eastern Panola, St. Augustine, Sabine. That'll be a new watch box coming, and then that'll stretch way over into Louisiana for some storms and some potential for storms later on today. Why are there so few basements, Ian? That's a good question. The water table here is pretty darn shallow, and it can be tough to keep them dry. I'm seeing a lot more tornado rooms now. These steel reinforced. It's almost like a cargo, like a mini cargo container type thing that you're seeing people. They come prefab, and you can attach them. You can bolt them down to to the foundation, and people are putting them in their garage. You stick it in there and bolt it down, and a lot of folks feel pretty good about those. So, but it's an above ground option versus something that's below the ground. But I'm seeing more of that. Saw that in the house a couple of weeks ago. And I've got relatives who have them, in their garage, but it's almost like it's like a basement in their garage. You slide the door. There's a doorway in the garage and the floor of the garage, and then you slide this metal door back, and you step down into a shelter. So that's kind of cool too. But you're seeing more of those above ground things now, which I don't blame people for doing that. Not a lick. So, the meat of this storm now into Longview proper and down towards Lakeport. Hallsville, you guys are up next on that for the hail potential. Weather Service is just about to, they are going to do that now. They are starting the warning process now. Stand by one.
Severe thunderstorm warning.
Okay, new severe thunderstorm warning coming out now, and this is going to cover a lot of the same real estate that we've been talking about here. This is southeastern Marion County, Harrison County, northeastern Rusk County, and central Gregg County. That's going to go till 8:45, so a little less than an hour from now. Weather Service seeing a storm located near Longview moving east at 45. 2-inch hail possible in that, so that gets you up a little bit larger than golf balls. So they are seeing that now. You guys in Longview, would love to hear from you. Looks like peas to pebble size on 80 near downtown Longview. Matthew, okay, thank you for that, man. Keep that coming. So again, up to 2-inch hail in this storm, based on what the Weather Service is seeing and believes to happen. And we have a heck of a resume on this thing so far, with it having produced significant hail over Smith County and the city of Tyler earlier. So we'll give it its due. But again, that's a new severe thunderstorm warning, and that's going to run this morning until 8:45, I believe was the time on that. Yeah, 8:45. So just kind of more of the same here. Henderson has pea-sized hail just off of 259. Good deal. Yeah, Henderson's going to be on the north end, on the south end of any of this. So there you guys are in Henderson. The hail will get larger as you move further up the highway towards Longview. Got marble size at the Cascades and some thick fog now, Mike. Yeah, you're going to have this fog after the fact. That hail, when it's allowed to collect like that, it's going to cool that air pretty quick down at the surface. So you get some pretty funky hail, funky fog in a situation like this. So yeah, not surprised. Thanks for that, Mike. I appreciate it, brother. Hail down in Gilmore or Gilmer. And this hail is getting itself together now over Rusk County. That's looking a lot more impressive than it did here a little bit ago. So we're east of 322 now, north of 43. This is north of Henderson. There's Tatum. It's off west of Tatum. Ingrid's got hail in Henderson. Thanks, Ingrid. Pea-sized? Okay. Thank you. Yeah, so this thing seems to be getting its act together here. This south storm is getting itself a little more organized. Ping pong ball hail. Yep, Lindsay, I'm not surprised in Holly Tree. Yeah, that Holly Tree area, you'll see it flood pretty good there, especially coming in on the left and right hand side of the road when you're coming in. So there's that next hail. There's two real hail cores here now. This one north of Henderson, between Henderson and Lakeport, and then this larger one, or this more prolonged one there, southeast side of Longview over towards Hallsville. You guys at Hallsville, be ready. Coming your way. You can see the rotation here too, the mesocyclone there in that. Look at how that. See how this bands in? It just kind of hooks in like that. It's all rotating. This whole thing is rotating like a top, but it's doing so very broadly. So it's not a traditional tight rotation that would produce a tornado. But it is one that will do a heck of a lot of hail production. Hail in Lakeport, Donna. Okay. I didn't mean to scare you there in Hallsville, Beth. I'm just trying to give you a heads up there. It's more hail than anything else. Okay. Yeah, you can see that. It's a good supercell for sure. Wow. Looks impressive. Guys in Tyler who were recovering, and Smith County, Bullard, Chandler, just modest rain here now. All right, rain's pouring. Rain poured at the house from the fireplace. Oh, man, Glory, I don't like the sound of that. All right, let's see what we have here. Yep, new warning coming out. Hold on.
Severe thunderstorm warning.
Okay, new severe thunderstorm warning. This is going to be for that storm that we've been watching out towards Palestine and that Elkhart area. This will be a new severe thunderstorm warning. It's going to cover southwestern Rusk County, northwestern Nacogdoches, and central Cherokee County. So severe thunderstorm warning until 8:45. Weather Service looking at a storm 8 miles east of Elkhart or about 13 miles southeast of Palestine. It's moving east at 50. So we're talking 60 mile an hour wind gusts and $half size hail. So again, that's going to be a little bit bigger than quarters. So that's this new box here that's going to cover. It will not cover Jacksonville, but it does include folks Rusk, Alto, northwestern Nacogdoches, so not the city of Nac proper, but you guys up towards Cushing and Appleby, and then extreme southwestern Rusk County. Okay, so then that'll run until 8:45. So that's severe thunderstorm warning there for that. So we'll just keep that in mind. In fact, tell you what, let's take a look at that Fort Worth radar real fast and just see where we are in the midst of all this. So we'll put the polygon on there with that storm. So this is our guy down there near 294. He and his friends. So this will probably pass. The bulk of this thing is going to pass south of Rusk, it looks like, if it stays on that trajectory. Oh, thanks, Dana. I appreciate you saying that. Glad you're here. Glad to be able to help. Like I said, we normally don't hop on during just the traditional severe thunderstorm situations as much, just because, honestly, for time's sake. But when we have tornadic situations, we try to drop whatever we can and get on with that. But this morning, with the timing of this stuff, the amount of hail that was going on, and just our ability to do that, I thought it would be best just to kind of hop on and talk for a bit. So, but I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad it helps. Glad y'all are here. This is kind of our labor of love, I guess. So there's that core there along 294. That's, again, going to be what's waking you guys up in Cherokee County with a new warning, and Nacogdoches County with a new warning, and Rusk County with that warning there. So that's that same storm. Palestine, you guys are done. Elkhart, y'all are done. Grapeland, you are still officially under that warning, but you will be on the south end of the more impressive weather. The real bigger show is going to be just north of y'all over into Anderson County. But we'll keep an eye on that still nonetheless. Let's get back over to Shreveport. $7:57, so almost 8 o'clock. Thanks, Josh. Appreciate you, man. So here that comes. Longview, you guys are about to clear out of this. East side of town, still on the back end of that hail core, but Hallsville, that's really where the show is going to be at as far as hail goes here shortly. Really between Longview and Hallsville, but you get your shot at it here shortly. Probably a little bit of wind in there too, approaching Easton, probably into Easton now proper. See how this thing again? We talk about how it's kind of bowing out a little bit right there. So if I'm in Easton, I wouldn't be surprised to see some 40 to maybe 50, 60 mile an hour winds. There'll be a pretty good gust front on the leading edge of this, and then you get some heavy rain. But the hail will be coming up. Let's see, what is that there? No hail in Grapeland, Kathy? Okay. Thank you for that. Appreciate you. Jamie, Carthage area, you guys are going to probably be just south of this more impressive setup here, this storm that's producing this hail out west of Tatum. I think that's going to pass north of you guys. You'll still get some pretty good rain here in the next little bit, but I think the bulk of the severe weather is going to be just to the north of you guys there in Carthage. But it'll be a heck of a good light show. There's that new polygon in the warning. So, yeah, see what I'm talking about here? Weather Service just issued a warning for Panola County, but that's going to be just north of you guys in Carthage. I know it gets confusing with all these dang boxes on here, but each box has a particular purpose. And so in these kind of situations, you got to cover a lot of real estate to adequately warn the different people in the particular areas, so it can get kind of confusing. And then you got this new severe thunderstorm watch box too, which we're talking about is going to cover the deep East Texas counties, and then it stretches on over through Shreveport over near Monroe. So it can get I know it can get a little confusing in there. But I think all that to say, Carthage, I think you're going to miss the bulk of this severe stuff. It's going to be more rain for you guys, at least right now. Here's the initial storm that had brought this all on for me earlier this morning, the one that came through Tyler. That's this guy here that's near that's over Hallsville right now. Is east of Longview. And then you've got this huge, area of low pressure here. And then you've got this secondary tail coming off of it, which is going to bring some good rain. That's going to be a good bit of wind there too. Tatum, see how you go from this really light green to some darker green to yellow to orange to red to purple. It's going to be some good wind in there that's going to blow right through Tatum very shortly. And then the hail potential off inside this thing a little bit further in, back to the west. Yeah, so that is Highway 43. Hail is along and generally north of 43 now. Here's 43 going southwest out of Tatum. Henderson, you guys just, some modest rainfall. That'll be letting up here shortly. There's that storm that prompted the new warning for Cherokee County. This will pass south of Jacksonville. Jacksonville's not even in the polygon for the warning. This thing continues to track northeast, kind of east-northeast. Alto, you'll get some of that, But I think the bulk of it is going to pass north of Alto, probably between Alto and Rusk. And again, Nacogdoches, the city proper, is not inside that warning box. Although northwestern Nacogdoches County is in the box, and we'll get probably some hail out of this thing. Cushing, Appleby, and some of those rural sections. Held in Elkhart. Okay, just stop. Thanks, Debbie. Yeah, Megan, thanks for giving Shirley the heads up there. As far as Marshall goes, Cindy, you guys are on deck pretty much. This thing's coming straight up towards Marshall. So, and you guys are in this latest severe thunderstorm warning. You are in the box on that. So again, that's going to go until 8:45. Weather Service is still saying up to 2-inch hail on that thing. So, that's not saying you're going to get 2-inch hail, but the potential is there for up to that amount. So we don't want to sleep on that by any stretch and undersell any of this. Let's see. How old is that? This Ville value kind of gives you a little snapshot of where the best hail potential is going to be at. I won't go into a ton of explanation on it, but just the higher the number, the more water is being lifted, the greater the potential for hail. So these Ville values are still holding themselves pretty well. Yeah, it's interesting. All right. But this is what we're normally used to looking at, so we'll stick with the reflectivity. You bet, Cindy. Got the car under something, Megan? Good for you. But yeah, Longview, you guys are done. Hallsville, you're in the thick of it now. Marshall, you're up to bat. And this hail signature looks even better now down north of Tatum. Look at that. That's more impressive than I've seen out of this southern leg all morning. And it may be that this is potentially taking a little bit of juice out of that northern end. I don't know for sure. We won't really know until after the fact. But I will tell you, this is some of the strongest that I've seen on the radar out of this southern part, this little southern piece. And that's going to be passing there again, west side of Tatum. Okay. This will stay north of Beckville. So we're at 8:00, coming up on 8:06. All of these are severe thunderstorm warnings. We have no tornado warnings. We haven't had anything reported that remotely looked tornadic. Haven't had just a ton of wind, but we've had a lot of hail. A cool morning at 54 outside right now. But you guys, north of Carthage, this is going to pass well north of the city of Carthage. At that Wascom area, Beckville, some of these rural parts of Panola County, and especially on the north side of Tatum. This will be no fooling with this hail. I bet there's every bit of some baseballs mixed in there. Southeast of Easton, how appropriate. Some of you baseball people will get that. And then down to Tatum. You bet, Penny. All right, so our friend Michael seriously had some peas to, excuse me, dimes and pennies there, covering the ground, northern Rusk County, near Crims Valley Fire Department earlier on. That was back a little bit before 8 o'clock. So just, good to see some verification on this stuff further downstream. Mount Enterprise, Angela, I think you'll have some hail potential there, Mount Enterprise. If you do, it's going to come from this guy back over Cherokee County right now. That's going to be moving kind of east northeast. But that's probably another 30 minutes away potentially, just roughly. Tabitha, Longview is out of the worst of it now. You guys are good to go in Longview. Same for Tyler. If you got trying to decide if you want to head to church and whatnot, it's going to be wet for those trying to get in for those 9 o'clock services. But the back end of the rain is about to come through Tyler as we speak. Lindale, Athens. But to me, the biggest thing going on is what's happening out here just north of Tatum. Carthage, yeah, Shelley, you guys are going to be fine. This is going to pass north of y'all in Carthage. But this little pocket here, that's where the big stones will be at. So here's Highway 59 that comes north out of Carthage. So this is that's about 6 miles west of 59. So if you got anybody coming out of Carthage going north on 59, this is, north of Beckville. This is going to be about 6 miles or so as the crow flies west of 59. And I tell you from experience, you don't want to be driving over a highway when you got quarters to golf balls to baseballs. You don't want to mess with that. It's 86. So we'll walk this thing over a little bit further. Samantha, you guys are good in Longview. Michael, everything's heading kind of east, northeast. To answer your question there. So we'll just kind of we'll hang here for just a few more. And this yellow line here, this harder yellow line, is the severe thunderstorm watch box. And then the smaller, finer yellow lines are just severe thunderstorm warning polygons. You bet, Karma. So, folks, in Marshall, at this point, we got some modest hail there on the just west of Marshall, between Hallsville and Marshall. Haven't seen a ton of reports out of that area, but based on what has happened in the past over the last couple of hours, I would be ready for at least a good concentration of quarters in this. Probably a few stones that are a little bit larger, but the overall size of this thing, the amount of real estate that it's covering, is not as great as it was here a while back. Further to the south, a much more concentrated area of larger hail east of Easton, now approaching Highway 43. That's really, I think, where the show is at now. But if you've got people who are coming out of Tatum north on 43, going up towards Marshall, I would give them a firm heads up that they don't want to drive across this path until this guy here is passed, and there you go. So there's a new scan now. So that is now on the west side, or on the east side of 43, which is good on those big roads like that. But this will just continue, slogging to the east. Marshall, this looks like a little bit better hail concentration now in this latest scan, west side of Marshall. Along and especially north of 20, there's Hallsville. So, about halfway between Hallsville and Marshall now. And here's Highway 59, this large cluster of hail here, just west of 59 at the moment. There'll be some pretty good wind prior to this hail arriving. So you can just see Carthage down here on the south side of the map. 8:15 now. Severe thunderstorm warnings in place, mainly for hail. Yeah, I bet you that's right, about the 155 and 49 report about that hail. I'd believe that. So Tatum, you guys have got, some moderate to heavy rainfall down to Beckville. Rain will be letting up in Tatum here in the next little bit. As we've been saying here for a while, this all passes north of Carthage, well north of Carthage, at least the concentrated hail. Wascom, you guys up next. Scottsville, Wascom, and some of these more rural sections of Harrison County. I'd love to know if anyone If there's anybody northeast of Tatum, between there and Marshall, I'd love to know what you're seeing. Yeah, Elysian Fields area. Carly, I'd say I'd be ready for some hefty rainfall. And potentially a little bit of hail in there too, but more rain than anything else, I think, at the moment. I bet you're getting some thunder. Yeah, I'm not surprised by that at all. There's a lot of lightning in these things, and that thunder is obviously gonna follow. Cindy, let me know where you're at, please. If you don't. Again, not a ton of towns here to show on the map northeast of Tatum. But here's Highway 59, this little thin blue line. Okay, you're in Gill. Okay, gotcha, Cindy. South of Marshall. Okay. Cindy, how big's the hail there, you think, if you could estimate it? I don't want you going outside and getting yourself in any kind of danger there, but if you could estimate, that's always helpful. Quarter size, 7 miles south of Rusk. Okay. All right, Cindy, I got your report in there. Thank you. So we'll continue with this line really seemingly kind of getting itself more organized from Marshall back to the south, just northeast of Beckville. Hail in there. Seeing reports of quarters, pretty common. There'll be some larger stones in these darker shaded pockets here. Could be up to golf balls, I would think, based on the past performance of this stuff. Hey, thanks, Brad. So we'll get this over towards Wascom. We'll get it out of Marshall here in the next 15 minutes. Weather Service is clearing out the Gregg County warning, which is good. So that'll leave us with these eastern counties: Harrison County, Southern Marion County, Panola County. Again, the warning: the severe weather is going to stay well north of Carthage. And then we've got the warning for Cherokee County and Nacogdoches County, northwestern Nacogdoches, and southwestern Rusk County for this stuff that is running between Rusk and down southwest of Alto. So some pretty, some hail in there just west of Alto along and north of Highway 21. There'll be some wind in here as well, probably 45 to maybe as high as 55 to 60 mile an hour winds when this thing blows through. But nothing tornadic. Cindy said it looks like it snowed. Yep, that is right. Hailing in Alto, Ann. Okay, how big is the hail, Ann? If you can, venture a guess, that would be great. Hail just outside of Rusk, Vera. Thank you for that. Yeah, I bet there's a lot of wind in that, Cindy. I'm not surprised. If you want to send a video, by the way, Cindy, since you're asking, there is my email address at the bottom of the screen there. It's doc@docdeason.com. So feel free to send a message, any email that way if you want to try to throw something towards me. I always appreciate that. Ping pong balls in Marshall, Jennifer. Okay, thanks for that. Looks like dimes there. Okay, Ann, thank you. So we're at 825. Severe thunderstorm warning for Cherokee County, northwestern Nacogdoches, southwestern Rusk County. That goes for another 19 minutes, so that'll take us to around 8:45. And then the more widespread and long-lasting severe weather producer, which is up here near Marshall at the moment, north side of Marshall, stretching back south to just west of Scottsville and on into western and extreme northern parts of Panola County, western, I guess you call that probably central, east central Harrison County, and we'll call it northeastern Panola County. This best hail production again going to be south of I-20, west or east of 59, over this rural part of Harrison County. Here's Wascom here. Heavy rain, lots of hail in Marshall. Okay, Catherine, thanks for that. Looks like dimes, peas in Marshall. Anybody on this area of closer east of 59. If you're in Harrison County, east of Highway 59, south of Marshall. Curious to see what you might, or hear what you might be seeing. That's where the most concentrated stuff is at right now. Okay, Nicole, thanks for that.
Just me.
So quarters to marbles in Marshall, Catherine. Okay, thank you. Small hail like pea size at 59 and 1794 between Marshall and Carthage. Okay, thanks for that. Mostly nickels, but had a few quarters in there in Tatum. Okay, Tish, thank you for that. Thanks, Cindy. Appreciate that. Carthage. So southeastern Rusk County, man, just some heavier rain at this point. Southeastern Rusk County, you guys are, depending on where you are, and I'm not sure where your location, Trevor, but the extreme southeastern part of Rusk County, not in a polygon at the moment for a warning. The area off the west is. So we will continue to monitor this here for a couple more minutes. Cherokee County, the Rusk area, Aaron, you guys are pretty much done in that area as far as severe weather goes. The rain will be letting up here shortly too. Thanks, Mary. Appreciate it. Now, this won't be an all-day thing, April. The bulk of this is going to be out of here this morning. By lunchtime, we'll be there after that. We will be keeping an eye on the southeastern part of the area, Deep East Texas counties, for later this afternoon for some additional potential development. But this is going to be, I think, the lion's share of it is what we're seeing right now. And then, but those people in Deep East Texas will need to keep an eye out on some potential redevelopment this afternoon. But this is going to be the bulk of the show here for the day. So that hail potential still there, west or east of Marshall now. Probably quarters, could be maybe a few golf balls mixed in there, but the vast Majority of the big hail is going to be here from Scottsville back to the south over I-20. And just west of Wascom. That's really where the bulk of it is at, in this little concentrated pocket, honestly, right here. And this stuff's moving it's moving east at anywhere from 45 to 55 miles an hour. So it's not going to take it too long to exit over to Louisiana. But the overall coverage on this is not as good as it was just a short time ago, which is what you want to see. Thanks, Jason. Appreciate that, man. Thanks for the report from Cherokee County. Always good. You guys have seen some. I know anytime it thunders, folks who've been in Alto for any length of time, you get a little nervous after what you saw a couple of years ago. So that is not lost on me. And fortunately, today was a noisy and potentially a costly day insurance-wise for roofs and cars, but not as a destructive or violent of a day as we see sometimes during the spring, like you guys in Alto saw a couple of years ago. So very thankful for that. Okay, coming up on 8:35 here shortly. As far as the warnings go, we've got warnings for northern Panola County and for this pocket here, Harrison County, along Interstate 20, south of Scottsville, Marbles and Jonesville. Okay, thanks, Michael. Thank you much. So at this point, I'm going to step away. I've got a church commitment that I need to be at, and we will step aside and post as we need to with the what we traditionally do during severe weather, a non-tornadic, which will be some static imagery of storms and anything that is of high priority in that kind of a situation there. But I do appreciate you guys being a part of this morning. Hopefully it was helpful for you. We will obviously do this more as we get into the spring months, but this was kind of a good warm-up maybe for things to come as we get a little further into the season. But with the amount of hail that was out there this morning and the amount of population impacted by it, I felt like we needed to hop on and do that. So I appreciate you being a part of the page. Appreciate you guys following us on YouTube and also on Twitter. And email if you have pictures, anything you found interesting this morning, videos or still imagery, feel free to shoot those over to me, doc@docdeason.com. And we will pass those along. Be glad to pass those along to the Weather Service and or to the folks here on the page, because that stuff is quite interesting for all of us. And thanks again for being a part of this morning. We're going to head to church. Encourage you to do the same, and we will talk here again as the morning progresses, if need to, or this afternoon. Follow us for our weather update coming up tomorrow morning, a little bit after 7 o'clock. 7-day forecast there. All right.
Thanks for watching this live broadcast from Doc Deason's Weather. When weather's at its worst, we're at our best. Doc Deason's Weather, the calm in the storm.